Sustainability is important to Brickstead Dairy because it's our future, right? We have to be able to make sure that we have clean water, healthy soils, and also we got to be profitable at the end. If we're not going to be sustainable, if we're not profitable, because we're all here to make a living, even though it is part of our enjoyment, right? We really enjoy farming, but we also got to make it profitable to be sustainable. So 5 generations have farmed this land. Hopefully my kids will take over someday and be the 6th generation here on the dairy. Brickstead Dairy started back in 1848. We started with my great-great-grandfather Michael Brick. Came from Ireland here to Wisconsin, and now I'm the 5th generation. Took over from my dad back in '92 when I graduated from high school, and I've been running it ever since. At Brickstead Dairy, we are currently running 1,200 acres. We contract about another 300 to 400 acres of crops from other growers, and we're running just over 1,000 cows here on the dairy. Pretty much got my hands in every aspect of the dairy here, from the financial end of things. I head up the agronomy part of it. And my true passion is the cows, and so I work with my herdsmen on that stuff. So I will run anywhere from meeting with the veterinarian to an agronomist to meeting with my financial consultant all in one day. What does sustainability mean to me? It makes sure that we're able to keep this farm going for generations, and by doing that, we got to be conscious of the environment that we work in. Conscious of the homes and the construction around the dairy that are has grown and made things tighter, and also we got to make it financially feasible. We're not going to be able to be sustainable if we do not make money doing it. So we got to balance all those 3 things to be able to make this thing efficient enough and make it sustainable. And when we talk about the cropping part of it, what I mean is we got to make sure the soil stays in place. We got to make sure our water quality stays clean, and we also got to make sure that we have a healthy and nutritious feed that we grow our cows to feed them, to make sure that we have a nutritious product that leaves our dairy. How we keep the water clean, first and foremost is do no or little amount of tillage as possible, not disturbing the dirt, the soil, and then also keeping a living crop there all the time. Is very important to keep a living root there, and if we can keep that clean, the rest of the stuff will take care of itself. When we put manure on, for example, we want that manure to go down into the ground and get soaked up by those roots, those living roots, to take up as nutrients, to be able to keep that manure and that nutrients there in the soil instead of washing off. So our that is first and foremost our biggest things, and then it goes into waterways and everything else to be able to help slow down water, so we don't have washouts in fields, and making sure that we have clean water coming anywhere off of our fields. I think technology, one of the things that has helped us a lot is just the GPS on the tractors. How that keeps any overlap for us when we are planting, to help save on seed. Also, when we're applying manure, we don't have overlap because no matter what, the best driver isn't always perfect, so the GPS is within an inch of where we want that manure placed. Also, fertilizer, when we're applying fertilizer, so we're able to do grid sampling on the field, and that machine or that fertilizer applicator can put it where we need it instead of broadcasting it all over the field where not all spots need it. One of the things on our dairy is that we really believe in sampling, all from feed sampling to soil sampling, because that cost of that sample is very minimal compared to using extra fertilizer, for example, or making sure that the cow's feed is correct into their diet. So when we go out there and sample, our goal is to take as many samples as we can. By requirement for DNR, we're required to pull a sample every 3 to 5 years on an acre, but our goal is to be able to do multiple samples either every year, every other year, but mainly for management purposes, so that we're not over applying those nutrients. My agronomy team consists of Brent Peterson from Lower Fox Demo Farms, Barry Boobles from the NRCS, And then I got Tilt Agronomy. Bill Schwamberg is my lead agronomist, and he's got help underneath him here to they understand what my goals are, what we're trying to accomplish, and then we bring our agronomist in also on our team. Even though he's worried about nutrition on the cows, the practices that we have out there in the field can also affect our milk production and how we're feeding our cows. Working with our Lower Fox Demo Farms group, that when we kicked off in 2013, 2014, that was our most helpful. We brought those practices in here from Pennsylvania and other areas that we knew that we felt that would work here, and they were by far our first resource. And then it's spider web from there, being able to get private consultants in if we need to, and understanding that. But that was by far our biggest resource, was working with NRCS and Brown County Land Conservation. Our sustainability goals are to keep our costs low. I don't intend on having big equipment, big machinery. I don't think that's going to be sustainable for us to be able to do that. So we're trying to do this with a growing cover crop. The other thing is to make sure that we have clean water coming off of our land at all the time. And also, we're really focusing on one of the kickbacks of doing the no-till and cover crop is that we're seeing much better cow health because of the nutrients that we're being able to have a healthier plant, and we see it come back into both cow health and in milk production here on our dairy. So that alone is able to help us, I feel, is sustainable. That is what we're really excited about and what we've been able to do. We really want to incorporate interseeding into our practice. I've tried it 3 times now. We're getting closer to getting it. I just feel that we can't really give up any production on our corn to be able to do that. And at the end of the time, we want to have a good cover crop out there after we harvest it. We just working on the different types of species, so we're getting closer with it. But I think that's one of the biggest things that we got to be able to do over the next few years, to be able to find a good interseeded cover crop. And that's what going to be our next step. Brickstead Dairy is sustainable because, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to be in business for a long time, just because cows are good recyclers. We're able to, take that feed, put that manure back out there, use the gas from the manure, hopefully at some point here, to be able to produce energy here in our dairy. They're great consumers of our byproducts, our corn gluten feed, from our ethanol plants, or our distillers grains. So there's all kinds of things that they're able to do and eat. And then we produce milk, so it's a continuous cycle. And our cows are able to produce the beef that we need here in our country, both with beef calves and with cows. So it's a never-ending cycle for us.